Hello and welcome to the Elle home haunted Halloween home tour. Alright, I'm starting out at the front of my house. As you can see, it is a nightmare of mine that is spiders. That's what I always say. I'm not scared of ghosts and zombies and all that make-believe stuff. I am terrified of spiders. So that's what I do with my home on the outside. Alright, and this is a project I made a couple of years ago, and it is a giant spider egg on the top of my house. All right, now we're going to go inside and see what I have waiting for you guys. All right, here's my entryway and my dining room. Come over here so you can see full scale. That's Pepper meowing at you guys. All right, so let's start. Let's see, for the dining table, I took an old white tablecloth and just cut it jaggedly on the edges, put the spiderweb tablecloth on top. For the place setting, it's very basic. It's just some silver chargers, some of that china that I had, and then I picked up some black plates. I got those at Target. They're pretty inexpensive. And then I put skulls on each of the plates. These skulls I think I found at Party City last year, but it was just a whole bag of them. And then for the centerpiece, I have a couple of my projects. You might recognize this embellished skull here, and then the rhinestone pumpkin. And then this year, I made little matching sets for them. So I made a white version of the skull and then a black version of the rhinestone pumpkin. And since I didn't have any white spider stickers, I don't even think they make those, I just cut those out of my Cricut and added little rhinestones to them. And these goblets, they made like spooky and fancy, but they're actually plastic. I think I found those at Party City last year too. And this, if you want to call it a flower arrangement, really it isn't. It's just a spider vase. I put some of the black flowers from Dollar Tree, and then like the little pom-pom flowers are from Michael's, and a spooky doll head in there. And you might be able to see that little bit of red. What I plan to do, and I tested it out, is to put a red glow stick in there to make it look like she's glowing red from her eyes. Now the curtains, these were the curtains or drapes for my last house, and they're kind of like a cotton linen feel. Very pretty, but they were way too short for these ginormous windows. So instead of just having them be regular high water curtains, which drive me nuts, I chose to just make them a little bit shorter and cut them jagged on the edge, the bottom edge, and then I cut little slits all through, kind of to make them look like they're old and aged. I was thinking about taking some ink or paint or sort of dip dyeing the bottoms of them to make them look dirty, but I just did not have time for that this year. And then for the top, this is something that any of you guys can do. Those little black fabric pieces are from Dollar Tree. They're only $1 a piece. And the little crows, some of them I got from Dollar Tree and some of them I got from Walmart. Walmart ones I think are like $3, $3.50 for those. But I had the crows on top of each of those windows. But yeah, you can just add that to whatever curtains you already have hanging up. And I think that would look great. Very spooky. And then over here on my sideboard, this year I added these candles. I found those at Hobby Lobby. I think they definitely look like they're out of a haunted mansion. The black little berry sprays. I think it's so funny because they look like the ones you get at Christmas, but they're all black. I got those at Michael's either last year or the year before. Some little spider cleans on the mirror. And this is just a decorative piece. I think I got that at Tuesday morning, if I'm not mistaken. And you can find little potion bottles all over the place and make them yourself. This pumpkin, I think I got that at Tuesday morning. A lot of this stuff I've had for a while, and I just kind of add to it every Halloween. This project was new this year. I have a tutorial for making this. And honestly, it's just a little wood pumpkin shape I got from Target. You know how they put stuff on the end caps over in the gift wrap section. And then the little haunted words, that's from Dollar Tree. They had a 3-pack of Halloween sayings. And just like for the fall home tour, I did a little mini gallery wall here. And some of these I've made. So this one is made entirely on Cricut, and it's just paper. And then this one, I used poster board, and then I rolled some super dark gray ink over it with a brayer. It's like a rubber roller. And then I cut the letters out on my Cricut, because you can find the Nightmare Before Christmas font pretty easily to cut out. And then the skeleton hands, those are actually salad tongs from Dollar Tree. Yep, the rest of these pieces I've just picked up at different stores. And then up here, here's the Wicked sign. Now, for those of you who follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you probably have seen this recently. It started out as a cowgirl sign with a little cowgirl hat, and I turned it into a Wicked sign. And I used all kinds of different things. I cut some of it on my Cricut, some of it were already pieces, like letters cut out. And then let's focus on the stairs. Back up a little bit. So on the stairs, I took black spider web, went along the edges, or the spindles. I think that's the vertical. Yeah, went along the spindles. Then I draped black tulle along the top, and I secured all of that with fishing line so you can't see it. And then I added some birds, some crows to the top. I think it would be very easy to kind of go over the top. And of course you have to add spiders to it, right? These spiders are so weirdly shaped. I got these at Target several years ago, but the little pieces on the legs make it hold onto the webbing. There's Frank. He's the lead crow. The crow up there in the window. It's funny fact, I have that crow, and then he has a twin brother that I picked up at AC Moore a couple of years ago on clearance. I got them for $2.50 a piece because they were missing some toes, which you don't really notice, and it's Halloween, so I figure, what's a couple of missing toes? Now this spider web I've had for a while. I want to say I got this at Target, but it's very stretchy, so it's super easy to form it to fit how you want it to. All right, and then I kind of skipped the entryway table. I just added some black spider web to that. And then I picked up some flowers at Hobby Lobby. They were like gray and black. I definitely feel like it needs more in there, but man, they were so expensive, and they weren't on sale. And so I went through the line a couple of times to use the coupon, and I was like, I don't have time to keep doing this. So I just ended it at that. So I'll pick up some more next year with coupons. I do not like paying full price. And then I got more webbing for outside. This little scorpion is so funny. And it was already open, but it's like fabric spider web, if that makes sense. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. But wrapped in the middle of it was the scorpion pick. So I guess it was like a kind of a free prize for that. And then on the big round mirror, I had black spider web. It's actually super hard to put spider web on a round object, by the way, because there's just nothing for it to catch on. I had a really hard time, and that's why the spider webbing doesn't really look all that great, because I just could not get it to stick on there. I even tried using a little bit of tape, and it didn't want to stick. And then for the bathroom door, just got this little curtain. I think I picked this up at Party City, if I'm not mistaken. All right, now going into the family room and kitchen. Now for the fall home tour, I really didn't do anything in my kitchen for Halloween, so that made me think about it when I was putting all the decorations out. So I have the same vase and the same kind of off-white hydrangeas, but I added some black ones, added a couple of little spiders in there. And here is the other crow, missing a couple of little toes. Well, this one only is missing one, but it's just, you can't really tell. And then in the dessert stand, I have some severed fingers and an ear, an eyeball. It's pretty gross. I have a brain that I'm working on with air dry clay, but it just doesn't dry yet. It takes forever. Just added a skull. Then I added some of these spiders. They're cut to make it look like they're 3D. And of all the fake spiders I have inside and outside of my house, those are the ones that kind of freak me out the most because they look kind of realistic because of the way they're cut. And then I have more of those weirdly shaped spiders. Now these guys used to live on my front door at my old house, but this door is not metal. I think it's wood, and so they won't stick to it, so they stick to my appliances. Here's another project I made. I made this with Dollar Tree feather boas and one of those big old spiders they have every year. We just added some black spider web. Now see, it's easy to add the doors because they're rectangle and there's little edges to catch on. More of the spiders, spider webbing. I've got little tea towels. Can you imagine if those were real spiders all over? Yeah, I think I would burn my house down, to be honest with you. And then of course, the dishwasher. Basically anything metal that I could think of, I was sticking the spiders on. But put it up there. What is it? Oh, well, okay, we'll say hello to Falcon. He's up there. I think my son must have stuck him up there. Hello. And let's see if I have any. Okay, on the countertops, yeah. So stuck some spiders on the toaster, a little pumpkin. This is a little lantern full of skulls, the bat on top, and another one of those lanterns. This is just a Dollar Tree thing. You know, it's nice to just have some space fillers. Honestly, for non-holiday, I haven't completely finished decorating my house as far as art and things on the wall, so I have a lot of blank spaces. Okay, for the cafe area, this is a project that I made a couple of years ago. I took one of those wooden witch hat shapes and glitterized it. And then this year, I found these wooden boots, witch boots at Target in the dollar spot, and it had little purple laces in it, and I thought those would be a perfect pair to hang with the witch hat. I just think that's so cute. That's definitely more whimsical than spooky or terrifying or like spiders. On this hutch, it's a very simple little spider garland. I want to say I got that at Target as well, and more of the Dollar Tree little fabric pieces. These spiders I think are very cool. I found these at the Target dollar spot as well, and they just kind of blend in and they look like they were made to go on there. It's kind of funny. This is my favorite. This is a Martha Stewart cardboard chandelier. I've used this probably, I'm gonna say like 3 or 4 years, and it holds up pretty well, taking it apart and putting it back together every year. And then for the centerpiece, this is a project I made. I found those bottles at Goodwill, and then those labels I actually got in clearance. They're like Martha Stewart potion bottle labels. Easiest craft on the face of the planet, honestly. Now for the chairs, I don't think I mentioned this in the dining room, but I did the same exact thing. Is I took those Dollar Tree fabric pieces and I just tied them over the backs of the chairs. It's a very easy and inexpensive way to kind of spookify your chairs. And then I added these. I just sort of tucked the fabric pieces through the loops of the curtain clips up at the top. And then coming into the family room, for this Bombay chest, I added this little sign. I think I got that at Target as well. And this is just some white cheesecloth I kind of draped over the mirror. There I am. And then I just added a pumpkin or two, little spider on there. This pumpkin, the larger one, it has a little electronic candle on the inside. So when the house is dark, you can turn that on and it looks nice and spooky. And then for the curtains in here, did the same thing. Like I said, it's a very inexpensive and easy way to kind of add a spooky Halloween mood. And for this table, we have a rat in a cage with a couple of pumpkins. And for this table, I made this witch hat. I have a tutorial for that. It's a paper mache witch hat, and then I decoupaged some black and white polka dot napkins, and then added a feather boa. And you can't barely see, but there's like a little, you can't, it's all black, but there's a black flower in there. Random Dollar Tree spider web sign. And then for the TV console, I just kind of put any of those odds and end pieces that don't go to other places. The wooden letters, I got those at Target in the dollar spot. The Eek and the Spooky, I definitely got those a few years ago. But this little witch hat, I added this year. And that was from Target's dollar spot. Found this pretty pumpkin. It's almost like a pillow. It's very soft and squishy. Found that at Home Goods. This is just my regular conch shell. I thought it would be very creepy to have a spider coming out of that. And then my sugar skull, I do have a tutorial for that. That's a foam skull. I wanted to be able to poke the roses right into the skull, which is what I did. It was very satisfying. And then over here on this side table are the creepiest little figurines ever. I found these at Goodwill, spray painted them black, painted the eyes red. They just make me laugh every single year. The little angel guy is the scariest. Yeah. Say hi to Alicia. Picture. And then for my sofa, I added longer fabric pieces. These aren't the Dollar Tree ones. These I got in a package. Really, you can find them anywhere. So like, I think they even sell them at Walmart, Michael's, those types of places. The 3 pillows I picked up this year, and I found all 3 of these at Michael's, and they were already on sale. But I used the, what do they call that? It's like not a member thing. You get discounts. So anyway, even though they were on sale, I got some extra off because of that. My husband hates this, by the way. He said, well, that looks terrible. Everything looks fantastic, but that looks terrible. And as I was putting that on there, I was like, oh, he's gonna hate this. And he did. But it's staying at least until after Halloween. And then for my little tray, I have these cool little chicken wire pumpkins. I do not remember where I found these. It was several years ago, but I just think they're cute. Added some spiders to the candles. Oh, almost forgot the sofa table. I did something funny over here. So for this little topiary bush, I added these miniature skulls to it because at Christmas I add little white berries to it, and I just thought it was so funny to put the little skulls in there because at first you don't really notice it, and then when you look more closely, you're like, oh yeah, it's skulls. And then instead of the little decorative balls and flowers and whatnot, this bowl is full of skulls, eyeballs, and super creepy doll heads. And then I just have this. You know, it's not really a book. It holds stuff in it. The kids like to put random stuff in there. Same thing with the coffin. And then for the candles that are normally here that are pretty cream ones from Kirkland's, I switched them out for some, they're supposed to be black, they're really more like dark gray, and then added spiders to the top. I think the spiders on top of the candles are super creepy. Well, all the spiders are creepy. For my baskets, I had a little skeleton there and some pumpkins in that one. Oh, and I almost forgot. Closet door. Let me tell you, if you're wondering, where does Marie keep all of these holiday decorations when she's not using them? Who has that much storage space? It's in there. This is the world's largest under the stairs closet, I swear. It goes the whole length of that wall, and then it curves underneath the stairs, so it comes this way and then back this way towards that. It's huge. And I have everything organized in tubs and labeled. Oh, Pepper, she wants to go outside. Not right now. Well, thank you for coming with me on my home tour. I think I covered where most of the things were from. If there is anything else you're curious about where I found it, I'm happy to share with you. Great, thanks. We'll see you back for the Christmas home tour.